Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online.
Hello internet. Today, here, talking about another album that I listened to. We're getting closer and closer to the present in terms of hip-hop releases. I think Rosie's looking for that fly that keeps buzzing around. So in terms of the album that I've been talking about, I have some things to say. The album is called Delusions of Grandeur from Gucci Mane.
What does that mean?
I think Delusions of Grandeur, I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword with what he's rapping about, because Delusions of Grandeur is where you falsely believe that you're fantastic and great, but for a guy like Gucci Mane, he thinks he has grandeur. It's not a delusion.
What's grandeur mean?
Like you feel like you're bigger than everybody else, more important. It's like kind of like less so than a god complex. Yeah, you're welcome. That one's free. That one's on the house. Any other questions?
You have delusions of grandeur.
Well, thank you.
Babe.
That'd be a good opener. Be a good opening line.
Gucci!
I am great. Hi, Rosie. So this one came out like a month and a half ago. You can move a little quicker if you want. Today, the album I'm talking about, it's Gucci Mane, and unfortunately, Gucci Mane has just, I don't know, he has not been hitting the same notes that he used to do back in the day. Is it age? It could be. The guy is over 40. The last project that I was really into from him was his mixtape Drop Top Wop with Metro Boomin, and then a couple songs off Mr. Davis. A lot of the songs that Gucci Mane puts out, he's consistent. He's got that rich, oozy voice, and he can pull out some great hooks. But for the last year or so, there has just been this really steady decline in Gucci Mane project. I think when I start focusing more on the lyricism and the content, the cracks in Gucci Mane's persona start to come out a little bit more. Noticed I wasn't super into his last album that he put out, Evil Genius, kind of highlighted how it was cool, how he can give a voice to some young up-and-coming rappers, which is still the case with this project. But I just find that I find him more and more shockingly limited to the themes that he can talk about. When you wrap up on a 19-20 track project from him, you notice that you didn't really get that much out of it. It's a lot of like, I have sex a lot, there are women that are attractive that I hang out with who I also have sex with. I am super still into diamonds. Oh boy, that is still something I love. With Delusions of Grandeur, it's 18 tracks of this. And by the end, you can't stay engaged, you can't give that kind of focus to a project where he's just hitting on the same notes over and over and over again. Let's dive into this album that he put out. And I will say, the first few tracks from this are okay. We get some very diverse styles, some really good features. I think Gucci Mane hits his high note with the song Ice with Lil Baby and Gunna. I think that Gunna and Lil Baby, they contrast Gucci Mane's voice really well. And then we get tracks like Love Through the Computer, which is one of the worst songs I've heard in a long time. We get a less than memorable feature from Justin Bieber on this one. Trying to stay relevant, I guess, Gucci Mane, I don't know. It's some of the corniest bullshit in any rap song. You get a line like, you want a long distance love, I want computer love. So drop it low and back it up like a computer does. Jesus, that is bad. We get a song like Proud of You, which is a pretty dope, really sweet track. You gotta love the bars about keeping that lean out of your Mountain Dew, because you know Mountain Dew's the sweetest right out of that bottle. You go, Gucci Mane. Although I would love for him, maybe in the next album, to replace that sugary sweet Mountain Dew with a cold glass of ice water. But baby step, refraining from using cough syrup, love it, good message. Bottom is a very graphic track about the variety of ways that Gucci Mane likes his ideal woman. And then we get Hands Off, which describes in a lot of detail what Gucci Mane would like to do to his ideal woman. It's a fun listen is the thing with those two songs. If you enjoy rappers describing how they're going to make love to women, I'd recommend those two. Thumbs up with those two. Upgrade is some more corny on top of more corny nonsense. I mentioned this thing called like quilt rapping, where some rappers try to they're just patch together lines because of the rhyme scheme, because we get this weird kind of back-to-back, like there's a girl always struggling to not cry right after life is wonderful, life is fantastic. Move the lines around. It just shows a lack of structure, a lack of being able to put bars on top of each other that kind of flow from one to the other. The last verse of Upgrade, it's just garbage pop rap. It's something that I've noticed more of with Gucci Mane over the last year, and God, it's not good. You get a pretty star-studded track with Wiz Khalifa and Rick Ross on a song, Lame. Appropriate title because of how lame the song is, am I right? The chorus it's just clunky, it's weird. Like, he just keeps calling someone a lame, like it's an adjective. It's not a noun, it's an adjective. It's not catchy or clever to call someone a lame. And then we get Rick Ross with the line, bend over, I got a bitch I pay to wipe my ass, caught a seizure, I'm the shit, this time I peed my pants. What's the word? Kind of a lame track, I'd say. Good one, Mr. D. Potential, another gross song, repetitive content, very similar to Upgrade or Bottom. Human Chandelier, it's subpar rapping, more lame content. We get bars like, water like a whale, cold as a polar bear, and Gucci Mane raps about how he can't stop checking himself out in the mirror. Like, who the are you, fucking Snow White? Us, again, boring hook, repetitive. I guess it's a love song, not great. Look at Me Now, probably one of my top 3 songs on this album. Everything else is garbage compared. It has a redemptive quality. It's about learning from your mistakes, moving forward. But again, it's better when those kind of strong message songs just are more interesting. It's just not an entertaining listen. I like that it has a good message and theme, but make it more listenable. Making of a Murderer isn't terrible. Murder Beats was on that one. He's Canadian. That's pretty cool. And then outro brings nothing at all to a closer. It's just nothing. It's a nothing song. Final thoughts time. So Gucci Mane has been averaging 1 or 2 albums a year for a lot of goddamn years. And he's got a lot of experience under his belt. He is a veteran of the game, one of the best you can't deny. For a guy that's been doing it for as long as him, it's amazing that he can stay relevant. If people weren't listening to him, then he wouldn't be putting out these projects. So he has an audience. Is it me? Not quite. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, he is giving a voice to guys like Boogie with the Hoodie, Lil Baby, or Gunna. But for me, the last project that I legitimately enjoyed from Gucci Mane was the middle of 2017 with Drop Top WAP. Since then, we've had Mr. Davis, Evil Genius, and now Delusions of Grandeur, which I think all fall into a very similar formula for Gucci Mane projects. He's always aiming for 17 to 20 tracks, but is just unable to fill that with overall interesting listenable content. With a mixtape like Drop Top WAP, there were 10 tracks with about 7 to 8 that were legitimate bangers, like stuff that I kept coming back to. It seems like Gucci Mane is just taking the quick buck and appearing on some very lackluster features as well. Some could argue that Gucci Mane is kind of grasping to relevance right now, but at the same time, a guy who's over 40 years old and he's putting out rap content that people are listening to, you gotta give the guy credit. That's pretty cool. Report card time. Thank you so much for watching Mr. D Likes Rap. Hopefully next video is something that I really like. It's fun to kind of shit all over albums, but it is also fun to talk about albums that I like listening to.